Hello, my name is Miriam Stubblefield. I was born and raised in the southern African nation of Zimbabwe as the second oldest of my parents' 11 children and the oldest girl. 3 of the 11 are now in heaven. At 19, I journeyed to the U.S. alone. It was my first time to be far away from home, far away from family, and it was my first time on a plane. I needed to escape an extremely abusive home and get as far away as possible. My ticket out was education. But it was more than just a personal escape. With me rode the hopes of my mother and my 7 siblings. They saw me as the first to find freedom, followed by the next one, and then another, until we were all liberated from my abuser at the time, who was my father. What I didn't know as I boarded that plane to Tampa, Florida, where I would get an education, was that I was pregnant. I had suffered a sexual assault, and that sexual assault led to conception. So here I was in this foreign land, culture shocked, but courageously trying to get situated and start my studies. It was maybe a month before I realized that I was pregnant. The education and very future of my siblings were riding on me, and now all these hopes were being suddenly dashed to the ground. And there was another problem that I was unaware of until I was informed, and that would be my immigration status could be in peril. If my pregnancy were discovered by the authorities, it would be perceived that I had deceived the American embassy into giving me a visa under false pretenses. In seeking counsel about my crisis, I learned a word I had never heard before: abortion. It's not that I didn't know the concept. I had heard stories of young girls in my country who had performed their own abortions at home, but I just never knew that there was a word for it in English. Now everyone, from professionals to new acquaintances, was advising me to have one. But God intervened. His intervention came about because of my refusal to believe that the positive pregnancy test was accurate. And so they scheduled an ultrasound scan to confirm it, and then it happened. Amidst the chaos that has suddenly become my life, I was given a glimpse through a window into the womb. It was a miracle machine. In shocked realization, I saw a baby in me, fully formed, fully detectable, as clear as day. I was overwhelmed as reality set in. Then I saw this human in me move. It started with a kick, a flinch, then a flip, and then this wondrous being guided his hand to his mouth and sucked. It was like I was watching all the siblings I had helped raise as babies, just that this was on a screen connected to a Doppler gliding on my stomach. That baby on the screen was in me. What a wonder. Instantly, I fell in love. I didn't know what my life would look like once I got off that bed and left the clinic to figure it out for myself, alone here in a strange land. I just knew that I loved that baby. He was mine and I was his. We had each other, and that was God's first intervention. The next came through women I met who were part of a Christian volunteer group on campus. They immediately gathered resources for me, and their first recommendation was to go to a local pregnancy center. So I went there. I received so much help. Although I had been a second mother to my siblings, my own child would be different. I needed equipping, knowledge, and preparation. Most importantly, I needed love. I found all this at the pregnancy center. Though I didn't know the true Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior then, I now see God's hand when I look back in that journey and every other part of my life. Greatest of all, God used willing and obedient Christians to meet my needs in that season. It was believers who threw me a baby shower and provided all the material needs for my baby so that I lacked nothing for him. Believers have been called to a great purpose. I pray you will see the difference you can make in another's life starting today by partnering with God in the work that affirms the life he so intentionally made. I want you to meet my precious baby, Jaden, the one who made me a mother just a week after I turned 20.
Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Jaden is fun, he's athletic, he's super smart, but his best quality is the way he shines his light for God. He serves as an example to his classmates. He's someone that's looked up to because he leads with humility and he points other people to God.
Some of you may wonder, what you could possibly have to offer someone in these kinds of circumstances. You have the most important thing they need, and that is love. And there's more. Together, we have the resources of the Next Step Center to meet their needs. They need someone who will embrace them and truly hear them, someone who will give them a window into the womb, real options, wise and knowledgeable guidance to a decision on their best next step. This community needs Next Step. Next Step belongs to God's people. It's our gift to our community. It's up to us to make sure it is equipped and staffed with human beings, the very vehicles of God's love. Will you step into the gap with Next Step? Your friendship and support are so appreciated. Thank you. Bye.